Hello and welcome to another update. In this one we'll be covering the Bakhmut and Soledar fronts. There's also an update in the Donetsk front, but we'll skip over it as it is just the same as usual. But we'll be focusing on specifically Bakhmut and Soledar. So as for Bakhmut, the fighting continues in the direction of Pytny towards Bakhmut, as well as to the east of Bakhmut. The significant changes here is that the reported fighting was to the north of the residential area by these larger buildings, as well as towards the government offices and the education centers. So this means that the Russian forces are focusing their attacks to getting control over the northern side and possibly attacking the direction of the art winery. At the same time, the southern part of this road is controlled by the Ukrainians, so the Russians are attacking in this direction as well to gain control over the road to allow the Russian forces to concentrate their forces. As for the northern area, after the capture of Petrorodne, the Russian forces continue their attacks towards the west, as well as in the direction of northeast Bakhmut. And at the same time, this allows them to attack in the direction of Krasnohora from multiple directions, as they now have control over Petrorodne. Now, moving on to the Soledar area, there was a video uploaded by Ukrainian soldiers. And in this video, we see that there is a bunch of buildings. We see, first of all, we see these three buildings. This one to the right side, to this one in the center, and this one to the left. And we're by a building. And then when we walk up to the wall, we see this building much clearer. And there's a second building here. So I tried geolocating it to make sure exactly where it was, and I think I did succeed with that. As if we look here, we have the three buildings that we see by the front and the building they stand by. All of these match up with what we see here. As we can see by the roof colors, this is a lighter color, this is a red color, this is a blacker color, and we can see the same here. And at the same time, I also went to Google Street View by the area right here. If we look at it, it matches up exactly. There's a darker color to the bottom and there's a lighter color up second and third stories. And if we look at this area here, and then there's also this building, and we can see that these two doors parallel to each other. And if we look at the video here as well, and if you look at the picture for the video right there, we see these two parallel doors and the three-story building. So all of this matches up, so I think I've correctly geolocated it. And this means that the fighting has reached this area right here. The Ukrainian soldiers standing right here, and we hear gunshots in the video, which means that the fighting has reached this area. The fighting has reached this area from either the north, east, or south. I'm not sure which direction, as with how they're standing, and they're looking in this direction. So they're standing right here, which means that they might be taking cover from the north, but at the same time they're looking in this direction, which means they could be attacked from the east. But at the same time, if the Russians advance from the south, then they would also be able to reach this area from this direction, which would indicate that they could still be attacking from the south. Most likely it's from the north or east, as if it was from the south, then they would most likely be standing on the northern direction of this building rather than the southern one. But I'm not sure exactly which one it is, so I drew the line from the closest area, which is from the east. But again, I'm not sure where this attack is coming from, but there is fighting in this area and it has been geolocated by me. And as for the other areas around Soledar, the fighting continues, and there was a report that the Russians have started attacking in the direction of Rostolivka again. Here is some criticism to the video. He says he thinks the video is old, there's no snow. But first of all, if we look at the temperature, we can see that although it is negative 13 degrees Celsius, there is no downpour, and there is no for the next few days, and there wasn't any for the past few days, which means that there would be no snow. Although it is negative degrees, there's been no downpour, so there's no snow. The second thing to bypass the fact that this video could be old is the fact that it is so deep within Ukrainian territory in Soledar. This is the first time the Russians have reached this far deep into Soledar. They have not reached this far deep since 2014, and in 2014 it would be the wrong season, as someone else replies here. So in this case, this is not an old video. And that's all for this update. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.